In this video, we are carrying on with our first days of summer 2024, where you join us for the concluding part. And for this video, I'll be starting up at the Great Northern Basin, originally referred to as the Jawbone. It's where the Erewash meets the under construction Cromford and the disused Nottingham Canal. Heck, I even bought the book to trace some of the history. And yes, I digress, and rightly so. I grew up next to the old Nottingham Canal, and although in my last video we had to be content with Trent Junction, I was hoping to take my mate up the Erewash Canal. I had my boat blacked up there many times, but due to shenanigans, some parts of it are unnavigable. And later on in the video, after I've had my little dabble up at the Northern Basin, it's back to the summer sun as we conclude with the first days of summer, May 2024. Well, it's over. But if there's one great thing about a holiday... Hey up, here we go. And you might get the blues. Don't forget, you'll get another chance to do it all over again. And while as a boater, or as a floater that's decided to come out for a spell, like maybe this couple here, the great thing about living or owning a boat and being able to get out on it is that you can do it anytime, and you will never, ever forget your toothbrush because you've got one on board. Now, I'm moored up outside overnight because the wind, oh my god, the wind! I don't know, it was windy, and didn't really want to come back into the marina here to moor us back up again, but doing it this morning after 10 glorious days out on the cut. And not being one who's afraid of the weather conditions, I wouldn't like to bash into another boat due to those weather conditions. There are ways of controlling your boat. Some people have got bow thrusters. I've got one, but I never use it, although I get criticised for not using it. But I don't want to use it. I don't need to use it because I've got a pole. And that's what I'll do today. I'll just pole the boat back in, particularly if the wind just takes hold of the bow like it does sometimes, because I like to reverse in. And hey, I don't want to create a stir anyway, so using the pole is more respectful. It's amazing what a little bit of luck action can do. I don't know, maybe that was an outtake. Well, we set off. Still lamenting on a glorious sunset from yesterday. And I don't know about you, but this had to have been the best sunset of the year so far. Beating anything the Maldives had to offer, hands down. Oh, I don't know, maybe I'm spoiled. What do you think? And before you start, yeah, it looks fantastic, but all I'm going to say is one word: Dubai. Yes, Dubai. And because the channel's not about doom and gloom, it's about hope and prosperity. Leaving Dubai was far better than actually arriving there. And that is all I'm saying on the matter, and it's back to the Trent and Mersey Canal, where we continue our holiday on our very own inland waterways. But before all of that... I do get asked from time to time, why don't you do something inside your boat? Tell us a little bit more about your boat. Well, there's not really much to tell, really. Maybe I'll do something along those lines in a future video. Pop your comments down below if you want me to do that, then I will. I'll look into it. But other than watch a little bit of TV and read or work from home on the laptop or whatever, there really isn't that much going on inside the boat. It's what goes off outside the boat that's more interesting. And as the theme of the last 3 videos, including this one, is about the summer sun, and about May 2024 perhaps being the greatest month of the year so far, why would I want to do a video inside the boat? But it's up to you. It's my channel. I suppose I could do what I want. Ultimately it's YouTube. You know, it's up to them, it's their show. But yeah, okay, I'll look into it. Are you liking this video? Do us a favour, hit the like button, share this video, hit the notification bell, and consider subscribing to the channel. It'll help it grow. Okay, with all that being said about future videos, I'm supposed to be kicking this video off with the Erewash Canal and, more importantly, the Northern Basin. And while this particular segment of the video isn't quite related to the overall video, but is connected to my visit to the Erewash Canal, I got a book, a guide and history to the old disused Nottingham Canal. And frankly, I'd just picked up a new works vehicle very nearby, so I thought I'd just drop in. Wow, what a fantastic region. I grew up next to Nottingham Canal. Well, it was disused at the time, but grew up around it all the same. And what a rich history we have in this country. You know, I used to look forward to the future, but in recent times, the virus of unspecified origin and all the uncertainty in the world, you know, it's fantastic to look back and enjoy. Childhood memories are a wonderful thing, aren't they? And you know what? Without those childhood memories of living around the canals, disused as they were at the time, I don't think it would have piqued my curiosity quite in the same way as it did, you know, or as it would have done back then. What I mean by that is, and what I'm trying to say is, well, I had an hankering to move onto a boat even as a child, and as time wore on and it got into the 1980s, I think there was a television show called The Travelling Man with Leah Lawson, which made it even more interesting and captured the canal system at the time, I think the early 1980s, when there was a resurgence in the canals back in the 1970s. And obviously during the 1990s and beyond, it became more popular. And then when I moved on in 2015, I realised the culmination of a lifelong dream. And so the time came, and in 2015 a decision was made. A decision that I'll probably explain in future videos. But for those of you that are here for the very first time, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. And to find out a little bit more about me, here's a title sequence. Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. I live on board a 58-foot heron manufactured in Huddersfield in 2001. Giving up bricks and mortar in 2015 for a fresh start and a new life on the water. And what did we give up? A beautiful but modest lakeside property with a jacuzzi, an annex with a cinema and a gym. And do we ever look back? Well, no we don't, because my beautiful wife and I, coupled with our dogs, Diesel and Levi, lead a much gentler life along the inland waterways of the British canals. It's an exciting year, and 2024 means that we have been on board for almost 9 years. And does living in a confined space drive us crazy, I hear you ask? Well no, I'd go as far as to say that it's made life much better. Well, like many, I started my canal journey, but I started it very near to the Erewash Canal, down there at Solly Marina. And it's nice to see, and up at the basin at least, that the Erewash Canal Preservation and Development Association are doing an absolutely fantastic job. But sadly, and overall, and it seems to be week in, week out, there's one problem on the Erewash Canal after another. Whether it's a burnt out boat under the M1 road bridge, barrels of hay being pushed into the canal, and a big problem and constant frustration to navigators pounds being drained by vandals. But in spite of all of that, and what remains impressive about the Erewash Canal is the formidable locks. Just look at that ballast beam and the impressive lock gear. In 1968, the Erewash Canal Preservation and Development Association was formed in response to a threat by the British Waterways Board to close the canal. Sadly, and in more modern times, whether it's to relieve boredom and frustration, who knows, vandalism now seems to be the Erewash Canal's biggest threat. Looking towards Nottingham then, there were 8 of them on the Nottingham Canal. Classed as a bridge, this is Swing Bridge number 36, Langley Mill. The Erewash Canal in water, and it is an absolutely beautiful section. Shares its history with the Cromford Canal, now in restoration. Video in the description down below. The defunct Nutbrook Canal, and obviously the disused Nottingham. Now, I did so much want to come up here on my boat at the beginning of May, but wasn't able to because of the issues, some of which I've addressed just now. But there is so much history here with the Cromford Canal, the entrance to the Nottingham Canal, the Nottingham Canal itself and its deep history, here at the basin and all the way down to Trent Junction. And did I forget, look at this gorgeous and historic building. I'm going to visit it next time. No, I'm not going to walk the whole length of the canal, it's 12 miles long, although I am prepared to do that, but that's a story for another video. So I decided to walk between Barker's and Stenson's Lock and take in the informally named the Iron Giant Bennerley Viaduct and even take a walk across it. Now, it used to carry the Great Northern Railway, crossing as it did the Erewash River, and maintained by Railway Pass Limited. Now given to foot traffic only, its heritage status sits quite comfortably as Grade 2 listed. It's an impressive site, and construction started in May of 1876 and opened in January 1878. Gaining its listed status in 1974, it is accessible to the public from the Erewash Canal. There is wheelchair access from the Erewash Canal over to the other side on the disused Nottingham Canal. And as of October 2024, that side will be open to the public also, so you'll be able to gain access from both sides where there is ample parking and a viewing point. Just look at this. This is what the enthusiasts do. It's absolutely amazing. Such great work. The friends of the Bennerley Viaduct, courtesy of the Railway Ramblers. It's interesting to note that from this commemorative plaque, the bridge was bombed by a Zeppelin during the First World War and survived with only minimal damage. I just spoke to 2 boys there on that boat just there now, and they've said that CRT are coming out to have a look at the 2 pans or the 2 locks that keep getting vandalised further up. So, but they're okay. It's pretty much good in water down here, but vandalism. Would have been cool to have seen that boat coming through the lock, but never mind. And because the canal wasn't accessible beyond it, they had to wind at Stenson Lock number 65. Well, I hope that you're enjoying this video just as much as I enjoyed putting it together. I really enjoyed my walk around the northern basin up there at Langley Mill Boatyard. Fascinating that it is. I will be returning there and doing future videos. You can be assured of that. How would I sum up the first 10 days of May in these last 3 videos, including this one of course? Well, I'll leave you with this video. A little look inside the mind of a narrowboater. My ideal world. Now on with the summer sun, and here's where the fun begins. God, Steve, look at this coming towards me. This new wide beam boat got stuck under Bridge 9 for almost a whole day, and to say that the owners of it didn't look stressed is putting it mildly, creating a tailback in both directions on the canal. Water had to be released to free it from the bridge. And you know, with the cutbacks about to come, our valuable infrastructure, our heritage, is under threat. So damaging it with luxurious boats, stick your wide beam on the rivers where they belong. Now, wider vessels did carry goods 200 years ago, and even today, like this vessel here. And the wider vessels nowadays just can't get round the whole system. Almost 10 years ago when I came on, I could have bought one of those. I didn't. I personally didn't think that they were practical for the canals. There's also a story to be told here, but maybe for another time. Because it's time to sit down at the canal side coffee shop at Stenson Lock and watch the world go by. Hey, and there be famous bikers here. We're the Black Widow. Yeah. So we're going to get some breakfast, any which way we can. Hey, Safi. And I think if I'm right, in Every Which Way But Loose, 1978, didn't they have trikes in that as well as motorbikes? The Black Widow gang. These bikes look amazing, all kidding aside, look amazing. And so, with everything that's been said, and the last 3 videos being what they were, it's time for an ascent, if that's possible, on the canals. Heading back through Willington and eventually back up to Burton-on-Trent. It's back to reality as the holiday is almost over. Well, it's almost over for me. And as we come back via Mercia, what can I say about moorings and how can I compare them? Well, I believe that Sawley Cut, it seems rather busy. It doesn't seem as nice or as welcoming as it has in the past. But I will say differently of Willington. It's beautiful. The paths have been re-rendered. There is 48-hour and 14-day moorings available. There are spaces. It can get quite busy, just like it can get busy anywhere else on the system. Branston Water Park, the same. It's beautiful. They've re-rendered the path. There's plenty of mooring spaces available. 14 days in some cases. Right outside the water park, it's only 48. So just be careful there. But they have extended the mooring rings so you can get a few more boats on there. If you're deep drafted, that might be difficult. Look, I'm back up here at the lock. I've shown this in previous videos, but it's just too pretty to skim over. And as regards those wide beam boats, all I'm going to say to you is wide beam that. I don't think so. And that's why I love the so-called narrow canals. There's better accessibility, there seems to be more courtesy. The boating experience is much better in my opinion. That's open for discussion in the comments down below. EB and Utterly Rudderly have absolutely performed perfectly. They've not let us down, even on the rivers and by the weirs where sometimes your heart can be in your mouth. Our boats never let us down, and the secret is make sure that you do your service checks before you leave. Make sure that you check your engine when you finish for the day, and make sure you check your engine again when you're about to set off. It's all about maintenance, and it will get you home safe, or to wherever you call home, every single time. Well, that's it. That's May 2024, the first days of summer. I certainly hope you've enjoyed my videos. This is another venture for another video on a lovely, perfect day in August 2024. I hope that you'll come along with me for future videos. I really do enjoy putting them together. It's a real pleasure, and the fact that people actually watch them, like them, share them, and occasionally leave comments is absolutely brilliant. Thank you very, very much once again. It's time for a chill out and a reflection. See ya. Hey, if you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you did this with your favourite narrowboating channel, I'm sure that they would appreciate it just as much as your favourite YouTube channel. And if you would consider liking this video, or even disliking the video, but if you do, let me know why. That would be very greatly appreciated so I can improve. Share this video, hit the bell for notifications for future videos as they land on the channel. Whether it's this trio of videos I've just done to celebrate the first days of summer 2024, or any other videos that I produce on this channel, it will be greatly appreciated and will allow the channel to grow. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Thank you.